Sometimes I talk to you about discoveries I've made, about things that remind me of things, and I don't know what they are until right now when I figured it out. That's one of those cases today, because I have discovered 2 singers, and their voices sounded like something to me. I couldn't figure out what it was, and I discovered it, and I'm going to share it. So the first one is Shakira, which is, great, lovely woman, very successful, do your thing, it's great. I just don't really like the sound of her voice very much. It just bothered me so much, and I'm not sure why, except now I understand that it sounds like a goat doing an impression of Kermit the Frog. That's what her voice sounds like. Wish you all the best, Shakira. Wish you all the best. And then the other one is this band called Squirrel. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but I used to love them in high school. Like, they were so good. I would listen to them when I went to sleep, when I would draw, all this artistic, fancy stuff. And then, but it sounded very familiar. And then someone recently told me that it sounds like Miss Piggy is singing in the forefront of the band. So if you listen to that and you agree, which I'm most certain that you will, then you'll know what I'm talking about. But that's about it. Hope you have a great day. I learned of a really cool personality test thing of types, but first I need to know if anyone has done it. It's the one where you describe a desert and things in it. Has anyone done that?
I don't think so.
Ho ho ho. Okay.
You mean like the one with the guy with the burnt match and he's naked?
No.
That was a great one.
Yeah, no, this is just like not so much a quiz, or not so much a riddle as it is like a personality test. But with no wrong answers. So.
I guarantee that I have a personality.
That's exciting.
I accidentally engaged an elite, if anyone is nearby me.
Damn it.
I am not nearby you.
Okay. And I will either do it or I will die. It's looking like I'm gonna die. So, I know Nathan's already done it, so you two can just answer in turn if you want.
Well, I mean, is he gonna do it for the fans?
He may.
I can do it.
He may. So, the idea is you're in a desert, okay?
Okay.
And in the desert is a cube. And I would like you to describe the cube to me. The size, material, where it is in the desert, anything about it you want to disclose.
Alright, the cube is a metallic feeling cube, but it kind of also feels natural. And it's got etchings on it. And the etchings seem to be a language, but it's really sort of undecipherable.
That's very similar to my cube. My cube is hovering about chest level in the desert, and it's like black stone, not quite obsidian, not shiny, but it's made of black stone, and it's segmented into 4 chunks, as though it were a Rubik's cube, but with 4 chunks. And it has little indentations, circular indentations on each face of it. And then also it has these indecipherable runes that are carved into the sides. Very similar to Billy's. It's about the size of my head.
Mine is about the size of maybe double the size of a standard Rubik's Cube.
And they both have indecipherable markings.
I don't know about indecipherable, but yeah, I mean, they're sort of hieroglyphic.
That must mean we're extroverts or something.
Or we're dealing with extraterrestrials.
Right. Okay, so we got the cube.
Okay.
Wait.
Yeah.
Go
ahead.
My
what's
cube
yours?
is a Kevlar mesh, and it has a design with a glossy finish, and it's about the same size as a game cube.
All right. And there's also a ladder in this desert. Describe the size, material, and location in relation to the cube.
I'll go first this time. The ladder is directly behind the cube by about 4 feet, and it's made out of polished but not. It's like finished but not shiny, light-colored wood. Oh, I died. It's like light wood, and it's just like rounded, simple rounded ladder that just goes indefinitely upward into the sky. It just straight up. Very basic ladder. Very simple.
Can I get the question one more time?
Yes, there's a ladder in this desert. Describe the size, material, location in relation to the cube. Anything else you want to add as well?
A ladder in the desert?
Mm-hmm.
The ladder is one of those fancy ones that looks like it's not very big, but then it can like sort of fold outward to be probably about a 22-foot ladder, and it's on its side, next to the cube, in the vicinity of the cube, within 15 feet.
All right.
My ladder is a stainless steel model, very thin sides to it, but they're circles, and then they have the same material welded across for rungs, and at the top of it, it kind of curves over, like a ladder you'd use to board a ship, and it's like 12 feet, and it is directly above the cube.
Above the cube.
Just hovering there, is it like a Minecraft sort of placement?
Very interesting. Okay, next, in the desert there is a horse. Describe where it is, what it's doing. Is it going anywhere? What does it look like?
Well, I'll go again because I know. It's like a tan horse, and with a blonde mane, and it's just standing facing me to the left of the ladder. And it's not doing anything. It's alive, but it's not moving. Just like chilling out. It's very clean. That's it.
Alright.
My horse is sniffing at the cube and doing that horse thing where they go, and also trying to hoof at the ladder because there's something going on at the top, so the horse thinks. It's an all-white horse, very majestic looking. I'm dead.
There is a friendly, unsaddled, clean, and well-kept horse. Brown, like a maple. Colored brown.
Mm-hmm.
And I can speak to it telepathically.
Oh.
Not by choice.
Alright. Next is there are flowers in this desert. So if you want to describe the amount, what they look like, where they are in relation to the cube, the horse, and the ladder.
Ooh. There are 2 roses directly in the center of the ladder, and they are wrapped around the sides of the ladder rung as if the rose was using them to sort of grow up. And they smell very lovely.
Oh, this is fun because I know what all these mean. Ooh.
Gosh.
The flowers are in a small a small pot, and that small pot is in my satchel because I have a satchel, and I picked them up riding the horse to the cube.
The flowers for me are sort of, they're just small patches of red and blue flowers that are kind of like little petally buds. And they're just growing directly out of the sand of the desert. And they're strongest, the cluster is the biggest directly underneath the cube. And then they just sort of like dissipate as they go away from the cube. So far, for me, all of my things are within like a 10 by 10 radius of each other.
Mm-hmm. Mine happen to be as well.
Okay. And finally, in this desert, there is a storm happening. Describe the type of storm, how far away it is, the direction it's headed. Does it affect the horse, the cube, or the ladder?
There is a huge storm that's on the horizon, a wall of sand and dust, and above that wall there is thunder and lightning. But this is the type of storm that every time you look at it appears to be barreling towards the cube, the ladder, the flowers, and the horse, but it never is going to arrive. But it seems imminent anytime you look at it. And it's frightening the horse, and it's sort of like, by the time the force sort of is reaching the cube, there's a slight wind on it, which seems like the storm's going to arrive. But it never will.
My storm is a lot like Nathan's, except it will arrive. But it's not arrived yet. It's off in the distance. It's a wet storm. It's like dark purple and black and gray, and it's like you can see rolling clouds with lightning in them. And you can tell that it's getting closer. It seems as though the ladder is like a means to circumvent the storm, but the horse is completely unaffected. Like it's not scared. Bill.
Check out what I just found. Oh, how could that have been? I got an epic drop off of this thing, and then it gave me an epic upgrade to the epic drop.
Ooh.
Epic. Sounds like a lot of gold.
I don't know. I guess it might sell for a lot. Yeah, it sells for 64 gold.
Wow.
The storm is a gray, a mass of black and gray clouds. Very, like, sort of oddly isolated, meaning it doesn't spread across the sky, but it's like, it's the size of a city. And, but it looks smaller than that from a distance, of course. And it's moving on in to the east side, and its presence seems to be activating the cube, which the inscriptions on the cube have begun to change based on the arrival of the storm. And I'm in a desert, and there's no use for that dumbass ladder. So that's what's happening.
Okay.
Alright, what are our personalities?
I'm going to read that for you just as soon as I open the picture that I took of my computer screen.
I would like to say in the interim that I am enjoying questing.
Oh, good.
This is very pleasant.
Okay. So, the cube is yourself. The size is your ego. A large cube means you're pretty sure of yourself. Small cube, possibly less so, depending. Vertical placement of the cube is how grounded you are. Resting in the sand, you're probably down to earth. Floating in the sky, your head is in the clouds. The cube's material conveys how open you are. Transparent cubes belong to transparent people. Opaque cubes are more protective of their minds. Let's see. The ladder represents your friends. Are your friends leaning on the cube? If so, they depend upon you. Is the ladder frail, or is it robust? Is it tall or short? Those kinds of things.
Does that have to do with like the actual height of your friends, or?
No, I think it's just like, probably, to me it feels like the amount that you feel you have.
I see. Like for me, I see my ladder as very tall and frail.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I have a lot of shitty friends.
Yeah.
That's just my take on it. I don't know if that's actually,
Nice.
Oh,
but it was funny because my cube was very similar to Billy's. It was metallic with runes on the outside. It's funny,
Yeah,
but
what is it
mine
with
was
these
covered in-
runes?
Well, honestly, now that I know what that's for, it makes complete sense because we're all basically encrypted.
Mhm.
You know.
Yep. It's even hard to understand myself.
Basically, essentially, Cecilee's turns over.
Almost.
Oh, almost.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The horse represents your dream partner.
Oh.
Which
I
is
knew I loved animals.
Classic.
Yeah, so it's pretty fun to see people answer that one like maybe the horse is biting the cube or walking away from it. The flowers represent children.
oh.
Oh, they're under me.
Yeah. That's why it was
And
so
they're
funny. But I
red
thought
and
you
blue.
had the two roses, Nathan, because that's like the weasels, and then you said they smell nice, and I was like, nope.
That's so funny.
They're on the ladder. Children are on my friends.
My flowers are red and blue, which must mean something about their political disposition.
Right, balanced for
This,
the
this says the color and vitality of the flowers can speak to their health and presumed prosperity.
More and more.
And the storm represents threat.
threat.
Yep. This
Oh.
speaks to the current state of the person, how they perceive risk in their life. Some see a distant storm. Others see themselves in the midst of a thunderous apocalypse.
I like that Nathan's storm is never gonna hit,
Yeah, isn't that interesting?
and then mine is gonna hit. That difference.
Apparently, I am activated by storms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine was rolling purple clouds that were wonderful to behold, but were very far away. But there was lightning going through the cube, making it spin.
Oh.
And that's interesting because I respond very well to pressure.
It's the catalyst for something.
Yeah.
There's another word there.
But I just think that's a very fun way
That's super cool.
to look at stuff.
Yeah.
I got that one from Tim Greger.
Nice. Shout out to Chicago. What's up, T. Greggs?
T. Greg.
Yep, long time watcher.
And that is the end of my turn officially.